What specific evidence do you need to prove if you want to state a case for parental alienation? Great question. Well, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public. So please subscribe to our channel. You know, when we talk about parental alienation, what we're talking about is one parent creating a scenario where in the eyes of the children, they're sort of alienating the other parent so that the children think less of the other parent. And if you think that's going on, you've got to bring it to the court's attention. It's not going to be enough for you to show, well, one thing happened and therefore the kids, they look at me, I'm diminished in their view. It's not going to work that way. You're going to have to show a pattern of practice, a pattern where the other party is doing things specifically to alienate you in the eyes of the children. For example, let's say there's a stepchild situation. You've got one child between you two and the other one sort of remarried and they have 3 or 4 stepchildren. If they plan a great day in Frankenmuth or they're going to Put in Bay for the day, and they do that at the time when the child is with you, and then say, oh, sorry, you can't come with us, but, you got to go with dad, and, the court says you got to, so, geez, otherwise you'd be coming to Disneyland with us. That is a very strong evidence of an attempt at parental alienation. That's an evil person. You're trying to do something indecent, trying to create a scenario where your kid's going to like you less because of what they're going on. If they were decent, they would say, have a great time. You're going to have a great time with your dad and not even tell you what they're going to do. Or better yet, they would schedule that Put in Bay trip at a time when you are there, at a time when it's their week. That's what they would do if they were decent. Anything else is already a sign that efforts are being made toward a parental alienation. You should use events like that to prove it. You should use text messages, emails, something that you're showing that there's a definitive effort. If your emails and your messages to your child are being blocked by them, that's a good sign that they're attempting to alienate you. You send birthday cards, birthday gifts, you send holiday stuff, you send greetings, and they don't make sure it doesn't get through to the kid. That's a good sign of parental alienation. Sometimes it manifests in changes of behavior in your child. You should journal these changes. Make sure that there's a record on such and such a day. This happened. This is unusual. This is an event that doesn't typically occur. This is a reaction that I don't usually get. You need to chronicle this for the court so that the court will get a sense of what's going on. Now, obviously, testimony of child therapists, for example, who may be a specialist in recognized alienation, that will go a long way. If you have that kind of thing going on, you may or may not have it. Sometimes the court will appoint a guardian ad litem on behalf of the child, somebody who is a court-appointed functionary whose job it is to assess the best interest of the child. And sometimes that person can testify what's going on. The child may confide in them, every time I just seem to miss every trip because every time they're going somewhere, my dad takes me, or the other way around. It's mom's time, so dad does this trip, and I can't go, and that makes me feel like crap. The court can look at this and say, I see what's going on. There's an effort made to alienate the other parent in the eyes of the child by specifically excluding them from these events when they could very well be scheduled to accommodate everybody. These are the kind of things that if you think I'm being far-fetched in this, I'm telling you, my experience tells me, and all the attorneys 30 strong in this firm see it over and over again. Well, the mom or the dad is specifically manipulating things to try and jockey for a better position with the child. That parental alienation, if the court gets a sense of it, the court is not going to let it happen. But the court won't know that it's happening unless you bring these proofs. It's very important you get with your lawyer to bring these proofs to bear so that the court will take appropriate action. If you have questions about your case, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.
248-588-3333. 248